the WNBA is losing money, and it's going to lose money for the foreseeable future. There is a big but here. These figures, by the way, are absolutely not. It says here, the first report salary from the player side, per documentation obtained by ESPN, November's 28 proposal featured a projected salary cap of 12.5 million, average of 1 million per player salary, max salary of 2.5 million. That's not going to happen. The reason why is because
the room went silent. Phones stopped buzzing. According to people inside the league office, the WNBA commission was absolutely furious because the moment Caitlin Clark's new Nike commercial dropped, everything changed. Not just the headlines or social media, but hundreds of millions of dollars in real impact. What followed is people inside the WNBA whispering one word: disaster. For months, Caitlin Clark wasn't just a rookie. She was a moment, sold out arenas, record-breaking TV ratings, and merchandise flying off the shelves. Then Nike stepped in with a commercial that was simple, clean, and ruthless, stripped of league logos and commissioner speeches, sending a clear message that shifted the entire power dynamic overnight.
And you might be saying, what does that mean? If it was only the owners signing off on this would be signed already. Because you might be saying, oh, WNBA owners don't want to lose money. $700 million of losses. There will be. By the end of this deal, there will be 20 WNBA teams. That is $35 million per WNBA team over the course of, I think, 7 years. That is $5 million a year lost per team, while franchise values are increasing by 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 million a year. Like, every single owner would say yes. The problem is that insert person here, insert investor here that was in 2022, insert NBA owner that has nothing to do with the WNBA here, insert all of them people here, because at the end of the day, these people they're only in this.
There was no team first message, just Caitlin Clark. Buckets, confidence, and pure star power. Within hours, fans weren't even talking about the WNBA anymore. They were talking about Caitlin Clark as a brand. That's when panic reportedly hit the top, inside league circles. Insiders say the reaction was explosive because the WNBA wasn't just watching a player succeed, they were watching control slip away. The Nike ad didn't promote the league, didn't push a collective message, and didn't ask for permission. It reminded everyone of one brutal truth. Caitlin Clark doesn't need the WNBA. The WNBA needs Caitlin Clark. And that reality made people at the top deeply uncomfortable. Then came the proposal, a plan insiders claim was designed to protect the league. Revenue restructuring, stricter sponsorship control, and tighter rules around individual branding. On paper, it looked like strength. In reality, analysts quickly warned it could cost the league up to $700 million in long-term growth. Why? Because you don't cage your biggest attraction. You don't mute the voice bringing in new fans. And you definitely don't slow momentum when the world is finally watching. But the proposal moved forward anyway. And fans noticed.
Feel more comfortable that I could maybe dunk in a few weeks or get better at shooting.
In a few weeks? Oh boy. Is that what we're calling that? All you need is a few
30
weeks.
days.
30 days. 30 days what I'm going for.
I told him he had to lose at least 20 pounds and get the technique down perfectly.
I think you need to start with like a tennis ball. Then you get the tennis ball, you go to like a volleyball, then you go to a basketball. I mean, don't ask me. I obviously don't dunk.
Are you dunking?
Heck no. I could maybe like grab the rim, but like I just shoot threes. And
The reaction was instant. Social media exploded with fans asking why the league would punish the very reason they were watching, accusing it of sabotaging its own star and being allergic to success. Former players weighed in, media personalities openly questioned the leadership, and sponsors quietly began rethinking future deals. In the middle of all the noise, Caitlin Clark said nothing. No tweets, no interviews, no clapbacks, just hoops, and somehow that silence spoke louder than any statement. That's where it became terrifying for the league. Marketing experts broke it down clearly. Caitlin Clark wasn't just present-day revenue. She represented future value, young fans, new demographics, and global reach. And if the league was seen as hostile to its own star, that money wouldn't disappear. It would walk away to brands, endorsements, and platforms outside league control. That's the real source of the $700 million nightmare. Not one lost deal, but years of missed opportunity.
A lot of money, or like, it's not a lot of money. The problem is that even though each team is losing 5 million, on average, the owners are profiting, but it's those 58% of people, and they're eating losses. They're funding this league. They're not going to continue. 58% of people who will never see the profits are not going to continue funding the league, and that is the situation we're in. Is that I don't think people realize how dire straits we're in. Is that the 58% might literally dissolve the league. It is better for the 58% to dissolve the league because as long as the league's not profitable, franchise values doesn't matter for them. Literally, it is the fact that they sold money off to investors and they expect those investors like the NBA and those outside investors to continue to fund a loss leader. And people are like, oh, they can write it off as taxes, these billionaire owners. Not everything's a billionaire owner. And by the way, people don't understand. It's like, oh, write it off as taxes. You're still losing the money. And you're like, oh yeah, you don't pay tax. And I was like, but there's nothing for it. Like, it's not a play thing for these things, for these teams. Nobody just wants to burn money. Nobody burns money. Even if it is for taxes, that's not how it works. If you lose 5 million, you don't pay 5 million less in taxes. If you lose 5 million based on corporation tax, you might pay like, what, 1 million less in taxes? You're still losing 4 million from your company. Corporation tax, what is corporation tax in States? I know it's only 12.5% here, but like, we're a tax haven, so shout out corporation tax, baby. Saved me a boatload of money. But yeah, it's one of those things where I don't think people realize just how dire straits the WNBA is in, that we're at a situation now where there is a possibility that they could just say, fuck this, we're done.
Here's the wildest part. The WNBA spent decades fighting to be taken seriously, and the moment it finally had a true crossover superstar, it panicked. Instead of riding the wave, it tried to steer the ocean. But stars don't move like organizations. They move culture, and Caitlin Clark had already done exactly that. Now, insiders say the tension inside the league is real and it's growing. Every game Caitlin plays, every highlight she drops, and every kid wearing her jersey proves one undeniable truth. You can't manufacture a phenomenon. You either embrace it or you lose everything trying to control it. So here's the real question. Did the WNBA just gamble with its future? Or is this the moment that finally forces a league to evolve? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like the video if you saw this coming. And subscribe if you want the real stories they won't say out loud. Because the Caitlin Clark story is only getting started.